everyone, welcome to chapter 5.1. Please make sure you've watched the videos for this section and read through pages 116 and 117 in your textbook. I am going to simply just do a couple of exercises with you. So if you turn to page 119, we're going to start with exercise 1a, x plus 8 equals 9. So we have to solve for x, which means we have to make sure that x remains on the left side of this equation and the constants, that is the numbers without the variables attached to them, will be on the right side of the equation. That means that we have to remove the 8, right? We're going to perform the inverse operation to addition and take out the 8 from both sides of the equation. We have to do the exact same thing on both sides of the equation in order to keep the equation in balance, right? So what happens here is that the 8 on the left side of the equal sign disappears, and the 8 on the right hand side, 9 minus 8 turns into 1, and we have solved this equation, x equals 1. All right. Let's move on to exercise 1g, 4x equals 24. Now, when we say 4x, what operation do we presume? It's 4 times x, right? It's 4 times x. So, excuse me, in order to get x all by itself on the left side of the equation, we have to remove the 4, right? So that means we perform the inverse operation to multiplication, right? 4 times x means we have to, how do I do this? Let's see. Okay. We have to divide by 4, right? And at the same time, we divide by 4 on the right side of the equation as well in order to keep the balance of the equation. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1. 1 times x equals x, right? So x is all by itself on the left side. And then 24 divided by 4 equals 6. And now we solved for x as well. Okay. Now let's try our hand at a couple of examples from exercise 2. So we're going to start with 2a. All right, please solve the rest of the exercise 1 by yourself. You can even pause this video before going to exercise 2. So 2a, 12 plus 2/5 x equals 16. All right. So we have a couple of operations on the left side of this equation. We have the addition, of course, and we have the sort of multiplication that we can't really see, right? Because we don't write the multiplication sign between the number and the variable. So we're just going to take this step by step, and first we're going to remove 12 by subtracting it from both sides of the equation, right? And that will equal, of course this will cancel each other out, so all we have left is 2/5 x, and this equals 4, right? And now we're going to take the next step, which is, since this is a multiplication, in order to remove 2/5, we're going to have to divide by 2/5. And once again, we perform this on both sides of the equation. Now, 2/5 divided by 2/5 is going to equal 1. 1x equals x, right? X is by itself now, so we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, in order to divide 4 by 2/5, we perform the multiplication on a flipped fraction, right? We flipped 2/5 and multiplied by 4. So here we simplify 4 and 2. So 2 times 5 equals 10, right? Should probably go a little bit slower so you can do it alongside with me. All right, actually, let me just erase this so we have more surface to work with. And finally, let's do exercise 2E together. All right, you can follow along, you can write it down in your notebook. This will help your understanding. 3x plus 5 equals minus or negative 4x minus 9. Okay, so we want to get our variables all on the left side and our constants all on the right side. Therefore, we will start with this, right, with negative 4x. So we will remove 4x from the right side of the equation, and right, we removed here. Whoops, excuse me. We remove it by adding it, right, because negative and positive will cancel each other out, which means that we added to this side of the equation, right? So negative 4x and positive 4x on the right side cancel each other out, and here 3x plus 4x equals 7x plus 5 equals negative 9, right? So the next thing to remove would be the 5, right? So the inverse operation to addition, of course, is subtraction. So we're gonna subtract 5 from both sides of the equation. Here, negative and positive 5 cancel each other out. And here, of course, we can sort of solve, right? So 7x equals negative 9 minus 5 equals what? Negative 14, right? Okay, and are we done? No, there's still not just x on the left side of the equation. We have 7x, which means 7 times x, which means we have to divide it by itself in order to remove it from the left side of the equation. So we divided both sides of the equation by 7. Okay, so that takes care of that. So now we have only x on the left, and here we can just perform negative 14 divided by 7, which equals negative 2. And that's it, you guys. If you have any questions or want to practice more, please come and tell me. Do not get stuck on anything on your own, okay? All right, good luck with this.